Hey there, nice to see ya. This is our intermediate lunge complex class. Today we'll use a medium-sized dumbbell and a medium-sized to light kettlebell. Either option, you're confident in the overhead position. Today's class will focus on the reverse lunge, pivot, to the sumo squat, pivot to the reverse lunge on the opposite side. This is a very leg-focused class for today. Turn up your music, make it loud, and let's get going. Wrist stretch. Come down into tabletop position in the middle of your mat. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Pedal out your fingers so your fingertips slowly walk towards your knees and then slowly walk forward, pointing away from you. Do this about 3 times, shifting the weight from hand to hand, pedaling it out. After your third one, flip your right palm, fingertips point towards your knees, back of the hand to the mat. Apply a very little amount of pressure and then switch hands. Do 2 more sets on each side. You can maybe lean back to increase the stretch. Cat-cow. Center yourself. Inhale, lift the tailbone, chest, and eyes. Exhale, round the spine and push the floor away. Inhale, grip the ground with your fingers, pull your heart forward. Exhale, push down with your shins and the tops of your feet. Inhale, come forward, tailbone rises. Exhale, pull the belly in tighter. Do 4 more on your own. Your breath gets slower and deeper. And maybe you add a little bit of side-to-side motion. We're just warming up your spine. Arm leg reach. Extend your left arm forward and your right leg back behind you. Inhale, head chest lift, and exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round the spine. Just like cat-cow, your spine is flexing and contracting, your belly is tight to crunch, and your bicep is by your ear. Your eyes look down on the mat so your neck is neutral. Do 4 more on your own. Advanced option, catch your back foot, lift the chest and feel the quad stretch. When you're done, release and switch sides. Each inhale, think about getting longer and further apart. Each exhale, pull everything through the midline. Option to add the quad stretch. Catch the back foot, pull your heel to your glute, lift the chest. And gently release. Extend your left leg back and rock forward and back to open up your ankle. Right leg, ankle stretch. Maybe you make circles. Downward dog. Curl the toes under, hips to the sky. Press through the heels of your hand Open your armpits, move your chest closer to your legs. Bend the right knee, bend the left knee, rock your hips, lots of motion in this first down dog. Knee to chest. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Open the hip, roll out the ankle, wiggle the toes. Exhale, bring knee in between hands and gently place your knee down on the ground. Hold this position, belly tight. Crunch knee to chest and lower, knee to chest and lower. Do this 8 times. Advanced option, hold the knee up and tap from right elbow to left elbow, elbow to elbow, small pulses. Two more. And release to downward dog. Other side. Left leg lifts, stack open the hips. Roll out ankle, wiggle toes. Exhale, knee in between hands and gently lower it to the mat. Add the crunch. Pick the knee up and lower. Pick it up and lower. Do this 8 times. Advanced option, lift the knee and hold. Tap elbow to elbow, small pulses, exhale out the mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release to a child's pose. Let your belly relax. Your knees are wide. Lower spine releases. Baby Cobra. Inhale, slide your chest forward and lay belly down on your mat. Bring your hands by your rib cage, elbows to the sky. Belly tight. Inhale, head and chest lift. Exhale to lower. Do this 5 times on your own. Your eyes look down. Back of the neck is neutral. Try to use very little pressure in your hands. Quad stretch. Find Sphinx with your elbows under your shoulders. Bend your right knee, reach back with your right hand and catch your foot. Your eyes look back. Pull your heel towards the side of your glute. Quad stretch, the knee is down, and your goal is to keep your hip down. Release, other side. Bend the left leg, catch with your left hand, pull heel to side of glute. Each exhale is a pull. Release. Come all the way back to a forearm plank position. Knees lift into full forearm plank, and then tiptoe your feet closer. This is our dolphin pose. Now lift the heels and lower the heels and find a deeper calf stretch. Release. Lower body warm up. On your inhale, left leg to the sky. Step left foot forward, lower right knee down, you're in a lunge. Place both hands to your thigh and small pulses, the hips press forward. Do not hold the stretch for too long. We want to maintain the elasticity. So it's a small pulse. Now squeeze the inner thighs and lift the back knee up and lower. Small lift, rise, gently lower. Inner thighs work real hard to get you off the ground. Lift and hold. Tip forward at a 45-degree angle for our sprinter stance, and then come back into the lunge. Sprinter stance to lunge, you're tipping forward and coming back, stacking shoulders over knees. Place both hands on the ground, step feet back, and find a downward dog. Other side, right leg lifts, right leg steps in between both hands, left knee lowers. Small pulses, hips come forward. Pause at center, curl back toes under, squeeze inner thighs, and lift. Each time you lower, you decelerate, so it's a gentle placement of the knee down. Lift and hold on your next one. Tip forward at the runner's sprinter stance, and then tip back into your lunge. Forward and back 5 times. Keep your belly tight the whole time. Sumo squat thruster. Stand all the way up and shake your legs out. Now that our legs are warm, get a sip of water and then grab your dumbbell. Bring everything to the middle of your mat. Step your feet extra wide apart, wider than a normal squat. Your toes also turn out much wider. Inhale to lower and exhale to stand. You're getting used to sumo squat with just some weight. On your next one, stand up and press. Lower to rack, squat. Stand up to press. This is your thruster. Do 5 more. Bell lowers all the way to the ground. Pivot. Find your sumo squat and hold. Drop the left knee and find your lunge position. Just the left leg. The hip rotates, the knee drops, and then you go back to the sumo squat. Toes are extra wide. Pry your thighs apart and see if you can deepen this groin stretch. Now let's try a sumo squat pivot with our weight. Grab it in the left hand. Sumo squat, left knee drops, and back to center. Do this 8 times. Stay low, and depending upon your shoes and the texture of your mat, you might have to pick up your foot to pivot. Keep your belly braced the whole time. Bells down. Shake it out. Nice job. Hands on your hips and make big circles in one direction. Circles in the other direction. Sumo thruster on the other side. Grab the weight with your right hand. Rack it and hold it. First start with just the squat. Toes are extra wide. Feet are further apart than a regular squat. Inhale to lower and exhale to stand. Now add the press. Push overhead, lower to squat, and exhale, press. Do this 6 times on your own. Pivot. Hold the bell. Find your squat. Drop the right knee and back to the squat. Back and forth. Do this 8 times on your own. Belly pulls in tight. Pick up the right foot if you need to. Weights come down off the front side of your mat. Nice job. Shake out your lower body. Get some water if you need it. Forward lunge. Move all of the items off the front edge of the mat so that you have a clear runway from the back of the mat to the front of the mat if you have to step off of it. Step your left leg back and bring your knee to your chest. Do this without weight 4 or 5 times. Inner thighs activate to keep you balanced. If you feel good, we're going to step up and over to a forward lunge. Reset. Come back to center. Do this 2 more times on your own. Now let's try it with weight. Grab your kettlebell or your dumbbell. Rack it on the left side. Left leg reverse lunge. And exhale, knee to chest. Reverse lunge, knee to chest. Do this 4 or 5 times. When you feel confident with the weight and your balance, then it's a forward step up and over to the forward lunge. With the forward lunge, try this about 4 times. Reset in between each one. Bells down, crunch and twist. From a standing position, hands are wide, elbows wide. Reach for opposite knee. Exhale, crunch, draw knee to chest. Forward lunge. Here we do this on our right leg. Without weight, right leg steps back to the reverse lunge and exhale, knee to chest. Find the balance. Reverse lunge, knee to chest 3 or 4 more times, using your inner thighs to activate, ensuring that you have stability. Now can you step up, over, and forward? Reset in between. Reverse lunge, step up, over, and forward. Do this 3 times on your own. When you're ready, grab your weight. Rack it on the right side. If you're confident, go straight from the reverse lunge up and over to the forward lunge. If you need practice, start from the reverse lunge and find balance with knee to chest. When you're ready, step forward, up, and over. Reset between each one. Can you do one more? Pivot. Lower the bell off the side of the mat. Get some water if you need it. And then we'll start with about 2 sets, no weight. Meet me at the middle of your mat. We're combining both motions together. Step your left leg back into a reverse lunge. Step up and forward. Hold. Now pivot to a sumo squat. Pivot to face the back of the mat. Now you're at the beginning. Step up and over, hold. Pivot to a sumo squat. Pivot to face the front of the mat. And that's the entire set. We're going to try this with a dumbbell. Place the weight in your left hand. Bring it into rack position. Come to the middle of your mat. We're taking all of it combined, and we'll do a couple sets together. Step your left leg back to the reverse lunge and hold. Forward and up, forward lunge. Pivot, sumo squat. Pivot, face the back of the mat. Step forward, forward lunge. Pivot, sumo squat. Pivot, face the front of the mat. And there you go. Move the dumbbell forward. Let's try this without weight on our other side. We'll be at the middle of the mat for our right leg. Right leg steps back and hold. Belly tight. Step up and over, forward lunge. Pivot, face sumo squat. Pivot, face the back of the mat. Step forward, up and over, forward lunge. Pivot, sumo squat. Pivot, face the front of the mat. Let's go ahead and try with a dumbbell. Dumbbells in your right hand, right leg steps back and hold. Bend both knees equally. Up and over, forward lunge. Pivot, face sumo. Pivot, face the back. Up and forward lunge. Sumo squat, front of the mat. Nice job. Put the dumbbell down, shake it out, and let's use the kettlebell for our very last set. Combining the whole thing together, bring the bell to the middle of your mat. We'll do 2 rounds on the left side first, then we'll do the right side. Rack it on the left hand and hold it. Step your left leg back, reverse lunge and hold. Forward lunge, sumo squat, forward lunge again, sumo squat, pivot face the front, forward lunge, pivot sumo, pivot face the back, forward lunge, pivot sumo, pivot face the front. Nice job. Switch hands. Right leg steps back and hold. Forward lunge, pivot sumo, pivot face the back, forward lunge, pivot sumo, pivot face the front, forward lunge, pivot sumo, pivot face the back, forward lunge, pivot sumo, pivot face the front. Nicely done. Your legs should be toasted, so put the kettlebell down, get some water, come down onto a seated position and just windshield wipe your knees. This is a very quick recovery, so I recommend the Lunge Stretch class for a more well-rounded counter stretch. Twist. Drop your knees over to one side, continue rotating to the back of the mat and place your forearms or chest down on the ground. Feel your lower back release. On your next inhale, come up, drop your knees to the other side, continue rotating to the back, forearms or chest down. Quad stretch. Inhale to release. Roll all the way over down on your belly. Place your forearms on the floor. Reach back with your left hand and grab your left ankle or foot. Pull your heel towards your glute. Try to keep both hip bones down. Knee stays down. Each exhale, pull to deepen. When you're ready, switch sides. Lower back stretch. Press back to a child's pose with knees touching. Place your hands on the sides of your knees or thighs. Lengthen your spine, belly tight, and fold forward. Try to keep a flat back. Feel your lower back slowly release. Hamstring stretch. Inhale to come up, take a seat, extend your left leg forward, right knee is bent. Small pulses over the knee, towards the center and over your left leg. Again over the knee, at the center, and pulse over the leg. One more time. Over the knee, at center, and over the leg and hold. Inhale to lengthen the spine, back of the neck long, and exhale, hinge forward. Everybody's hamstring stretch is going to look different. Because of my back injury, mine look not as deep as others can go. When you're ready, release and switch legs. Pulse over the knee, at the center, and over your right leg. Over the knee, center, and over the right leg. Last time, over the knee, center, over the right leg, and hold. Hinging at the hips, think about belly tight, chest moving forward, back of the neck long, finding your hamstring stretch. When you're ready, inhale to come out, find any comfortable seated position. Big shoulder rolls back. And then give yourself a hand. This is a very complicated movement. Thank yourself for all the effort, and I thank you for joining me. Like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.